WWE are planning a Bray Wyatt project. We also have a major update on a top New Japan star's future, and an ex-WWE superstar has made their TNA in-ring debut. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everybody, Jack and Ross here with the wrestling news. There's some positive news to start, out of obviously a very bad situation, but PW Insider have reported that WWE are said to be working on a certain project involving kind of a tribute to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's going to take place over the next coming week, the work on that project. Bo Dallas, PW Insider is saying, has been interviewed for the project and was in Pittsburgh this week for the company. Pittsburgh is where Coliseum Studio is located. I don't know what that has anything to do with Bray Wyatt. What has it got to do with Bray Wyatt, Jack?
Well, that's because Jason Baker of, I think it's Coliseum?
Coliseum?
Yeah.
My eyes don't work.
That's all right. Jason Baker of Coliseum is the creator of like the Bray Wyatt Fiend mask and possibly also the Uncle Howdy mask as well. And it stands to reason that maybe WWE would want to film something there just to get his unique take on the character, and maybe he worked. It's assumed that he worked closely with Bray as well. I think that was reported at the time actually that he worked.
He's the guy who did all the prosthetics for Bray Wyatt.
Right, fair enough. So it would make sense then that he would have some close correspondence with Bray during that time. So I guess that makes sense as well. There's no word yet whether it's going to be for a YouTube video or for something bigger on the WWE network. But I guess whatever it is, it'll probably be the way that WWE produces these sort of videos and has done for a long time now. They always tend to be pretty top notch.
Yeah, I hope it's just something to do, like a peek behind the curtain in terms of like how they came up with the Fiend and the certain directions the character went to. I think about WrestleMania 37 when he re-emerged as the burned man.
Yes.
That sort of like, how did they come up with that sort of stuff? Because mere mortals like you and I just aren't capable of doing that sort of thing.
No, it seems very intricate and very complex, and hopefully it shines a light on that. Possibly also on, maybe it's more of like, just because the news of his passing was so sudden and so unexpected that like everybody's tributes and everything, while very heartfelt, seem maybe just a bit shocked and rushed because of the nature of the situation. Maybe it'll give them time to fully round out more of a tribute to Bray Wyatt as well.
Yeah,
so.
it'd be nice to hear from Bo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Right, now let's talk about the major update on a top New Japan star's future, because on January 12th, Kazuchika Okada filed, I've read that really wrong.
God, I'm not the only one who said that.
Filed to the US, filed to the US Patent Office to trademark Rainmaker, the term Rainmaker, for entertainment in the nature of wrestling contests. This is a strong indication that Okada could be leaving New Japan for a wrestling run in the United States. His contract with New Japan expires at the end of the month, and he reportedly says that he is seriously considering signing with a company other than New Japan. AEW is where most people think he's going to go. He's also, as we'll talk about, he's cropped up in a different US promotion as well. But in terms of his long-term destination, as we talked about in the contracts roundtable we did, do you still reckon AEW is the more likely destination?
Surely. You'd think maybe both would happen, TNA and AEW, just because he's had a foot in both pies, so to speak, recently.
Yeah.
But I think this trademark news rules out WWE, because surely if he was going to go to WWE, they would take care of the trademark if it wasn't already assigned to his name.
I didn't even think about that. Yes. Yeah, surely it would be more of a company issue. Yeah. And they'd possibly even rename it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What would they call it?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I don't even know. It's
the
Monday morning.
downpole clothesline.
Yeah. What do they call Rollins' one? Like the ripcord knee or something? The one he did. Yeah. But no, I think that that's a very good point. I didn't even think of that. It does seem to rule out WWE. He made his TNA return for the first time since his infamous run as, Thomas put here, Samoa Joe's Green Hornet-inspired lackey, but I don't know enough about superheroes.
He had a mask on for a period of time, didn't he?
Right,
a little one. I don't know. I wasn't really watching TNA back in the day then.
Before he became the ace of New Japan, or one of the top dogs of New Japan, he did have an infamous TNA run that we all know about, where it's just funny to look back upon, because knowing what he would go on to become, it's funny how he was treated as a bit of a jobberoonie.
And Eric Bischoff has the gold have a go to the wrestling bookers, eh? It's disgusting.
Okada did make his TNA return for the first time since that infamous run, and we're going to be talking about some TNA spoilers now, Ross.
So, if you want to avoid the spoilers, I'll put this thing on the table, and when it disappears, that means the spoilers are over. So use the little thing along the bottom, you'll see the little screen. When that disappears, the spoilers are done.
So,
Seamless.
Okada did appear at the recent TNA tapings, but who did he team with, Ross?
He teamed with the Motor City Machine Guns to defeat The System, which is Moose, the new world champion, isn't he?
Yeah, and Hard to Kill, yeah.
Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers in the last match of the night. Then he addressed the crowd after the match, didn't he, Jack?
Yes, he said, thank you. Many people ask me, why do you hate TNA? But I don't hate TNA. Thank you, TNA. TNA made me, not the Rainmaker. He's not the finisher. It was my time in TNA.
My God.
Then he said, "Good thing. It was a good thing for me. Thank you, TNA." I guess I'm trying to read into what he means there.
All wrestlers do this, though, don't they? Like Drew McIntyre saying his release from the WWE was the best thing that could have happened to him. They always try to spin the negative into the positive. Yeah, and fair play to them.
This tough period of my career is what gave me the grit and the determination. Yes. Many notable things happened on the tapings as well. We're going to talk about a few of them here. Firstly, the return of TNA Explosion. They taped several matches for the show last night. You saw the Tron graphics for Explosion and the ring as well with an Explosion logo on it. Now, this is presumably, many people have speculated online, going to replace Before the Impact. But people don't know whether it'll replace it in the same function as Before the Impact, taking place literally before an episode of Impact, or whether it'll go back to the old form of Explosion, which was kind of a secondary or a B tier weekly TV show.
I always thought like the WWE Experience. Remember that from back in the day with Ivory and whatever his name was? Josh Grisham.
Okay.
Tim Grisham.
Yes.
I've forgotten it. Josh Grisham.
I think it's Todd Gresham.
Todd Gresham.
It's because of Jonathan Gresham.
I'm not awake today.
No, I always do this as well because of Jonathan Gresham. Is it Todd Grisham?
Grisham, yeah.
Right.
Glasses, brown hair, spiky. Yeah, whatever. Will Ospreay is making what might be his last TNA appearance, losing to Josh Alexander in a rematch from last year. Post-match, Scott D'Amore came out and praised both men and thanked the TNA crowd.
Yeah, Ospreay also lost what could be one of his last big New Japan matches, a Battle in the Valley. Battle in the Valley.
Live like Jack and Sally.
Yes, losing to Kazuchika Okada there as well. So he's doing the rounds. He's and I said paying his dues. He's doing the very opposite of that, tying up loose ends.
Fulfilling his bookings.
Yes, before he moves to AEW, of course. In the Knockouts division, Jordan Grace beat Trinity in a rematch for the TNA Knockouts World title. She'd initially won the belt at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view over the weekend. After the match, Trinity and Jordan Grace were beaten down by Giselle Shaw and her entourage. Shaw won the Ultimate X match at Hard to Kill and has earned a future world title match. Trinity is widely reported as being out the door soon to go, presumably, back to WWE.
And she was watched over the weekend by her wrestling friends, Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, and Bayley were in the crowd. And one of the little box things above the actual pain punters.
The photo of them is really funny. It's like the most I'm in disguise. Both of them just with their balaclava.
It's like the WCW locker room at WrestleMania X7, that sort of vibe.
Yeah. Yes.
You go if you want it. All right. Nick Nemeth then cut a promo declaring that he wanted to become TNA World Champion, but he was interrupted by Steve Macklin. After a back and forth, Nemeth dropped Macklin with the ziggity zaggity. Later in the night, after Nemeth beat Zachary Wentz in his TNA in-ring debut, post-match Macklin attempted another beatdown, but got dropped with a second zigzag. Before they're going to do a feud between Nemeth and Macklin before I assume Nemeth goes on and challenges Moose.
Yeah, which is quite. It seems like Nemeth's just getting the better of Macklin left, right, and centre straight away, which is strange because Macklin. Was one of for a brief window was the top guy in TNA, and then it kind of got ruined by injuries and bad timing and all that sort of stuff. So it seems like, as you say, Nemeth's going to have to overcome him to get to the champion, but he's already getting the better of. Fair enough.
Hey, we'll have a match or two, and that's the end of the spoilers.
Right. There we go. Oh my God.
I might have just broke that.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope that's not expensive. Whose is it?
I don't know.
Oh, no. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
Feed him a jigsaw. That's from the game. It's fine. A jigsaw piece. There's an update as well on Charlotte Flair. PW Insider are reporting on Charlotte, who is at the minute, of course, recovering from injury.
They're saying that Charlotte is now home following knee surgery and an initial rehab in Birmingham, Alabama. The PW Insider have confirmed. If all goes well, she should be back by the fall of 2024.
That would be in time for War Games, as we've speculated previously. But, I mean, all the storylines could have moved on by then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who knows what's going to happen in October?
Yeah.
Imagine saying CM Punk. Imagine sitting there last January saying CM Punk would be back by Survivor Series.
Yeah, it would be crazy. It would be crazy.
It would be crazy if it happened.
So yes, that's potentially positive news for Charlotte Flair. Hopefully she has a speedy and full recovery. Also, hopefully CJ Perry continues to have her recovery from a recent finger infection. Ross.
MRSA infection. It just looks like there's a hole in her middle finger.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Yes.
It's horrible.
It was a dangerous situation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. She recently shared a video with an update on this situation, saying the surgeon, and this is a bit grim for the squeamish among you, but she said the surgeon put an IV in my hand with a really long needle. She said it was going to feel like fire, and literally fire. Felt a stinging sensation go up my arm. It lasted around 5 minutes and then went numb. The surgeon said it was good news, and she dug in more and started to see blood, and then she said, "Oh, we're heading in the right direction." That's a good sign.
Yeah, it is a good sign. Yeah, of course, she fought the infection last month and returned to AEW at World's End. She was sort of ringside for the match with Miro and Andrade.
Oh, she turned on Andrade.
Yeah, but then there was a point in the match where Andrade was on the mat and she was like, "Is this what you wanted?" while showing Miro her finger.
Yeah. She worked it into the storyline.
So fair play on that. Complications forced her back into hospital earlier this month. So yeah, wish her well and all recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was reported that she stained it from like a splinter backstage or something like that.
God, you never know, do you?
You never know. It could be something as innocuous as that. So yes, hopefully CJ Perry gets well soon as well. We'll be back later on with a second news video. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I don't know if there's any more to say.
I don't think there is.
Fair enough. We'll see you very soon.